Becoming an Amazon bestseller isn't about selling thousands of books on KDP. It's about understanding the system and implementing the right strategy. Hi guys, I'm Matt. I've sold over 60,000 books on Amazon KDP, earning nice royalties and running profitable Amazon ads to scale that business. By the end of this video, you'll understand how Amazon bestsellers ranking works and what you can do to increase your chances of earning that bestseller status. What being a bestseller on Amazon really means. So if your book is a bestseller, you are earning that great orange badge, and it means that your book is #1 best-selling book in specific category. So it's not about being #1 bestseller on entire Amazon marketplace. That would be amazing, but also highly unlikely. So this is about relative competition in specific category. So our task would be to look for the area that we can realistically compete and earn that bestseller ranking in that niche. Let me explain how to do it on a specific example. So here's a book about how to win at chess, and this book is, as you can see, a bestseller in puzzle and game reference category. But that's not everything. So let's scroll down to product details section, and we are specifically interested in that bestseller rank and categories. So let me make that bigger for you. As you can see, this book is a bestseller not in one category. It is bestseller in 3 categories: board games, puzzle and game reference, and chess as well. How Amazon calculates that? So there's a thing called bestsellers rank, or BSR for short. And as you can see, this book has bestseller ranking of 991 in books. So if we took entire marketplace, all the books on Amazon, this book is number 991. But in order to be a bestseller, it's enough if you win in one of the categories. So if you want to beat that book and be a bestseller in chess category, for example, you would have to have the better ranking than 991. You may ask, how many copies do you have to sell to win the competition with this book? We can calculate it using online calculator available online. The link is in the description below. So if we have a printed version, for example, paperback, and the book has the ranking of 991, it means that it is selling approximately 72 copies per day. That's just an estimation, but that's a good tool to compare different categories. Selling so many copies a day is quite ambitious goal if we are just starting our journey in Amazon KDP, but there are ways to be a bit smarter here. Let's go back to the book, and if I click that chess hyperlink, it will redirect me to bestseller ranking page for that category. As you can see, we can't see bestseller rankings for these particular books here. That's why it's good if we install the Chrome extension that's called Amazon Quick View. You can find the link to that extension below this video. So if I just enable that extension by going to that puzzle icon here and enabling that extension and reloading the page, right now we can see bestseller rankings and categories that these books are ranking for. So it's good to know that we can assign our book to up to 3 categories, and I just advise if we use all of these 3 categories to increase our chances to become a bestseller. What you should do now is to just browse through different categories and check if there are any categories that are still relevant to your book, but maybe the competition isn't so high. For example, if we go to puzzles and games category, #1 best-selling book here has a BSR of 49. So this is even higher, even stronger competition. Let's run a quick calculation for 49 BSR. So to beat that book, we would have to sell more than 480 books a day, like insanely high. But if we go back and, for example, let's navigate to books category and children's books, activities, crafts and games, the games category, and board games. This category is still relevant to playing chess, and even books here are about chess. And #1 selling book has a lot higher BSR, 4,685. Let's run a calculation for that BSR. As you can see, the number is a lot lower, so we would have to sell 23 books per day to achieve that BSR. So it's a lot more achievable than 70 or 480. You may say that this is still high, but I can assure you that there are a lot of categories that are a lot easier to compete. Let me show you some examples. Right now I'm in puzzles and games and checkers category. As you can see, the BSR of number one best-selling book is 45,000. If we run that calculation, 45,000 BSR means that we would have to sell only 4 books a day. And by the way, as you can see, the top books here are not really relevant to that category because they are not about checkers. If we look further down the list, the first book about checkers is on position number 6 and it has really high BSR. Just be careful with spamming categories that are irrelevant to your books because this is not fair and Amazon can decide that this is poor customer experience and they can block your book or even terminate your KDP account. So be safe and fair and use only the categories that are relevant to your books. Another interesting example is category puzzles and games, slot machines. Number one best-selling book here has BSR of 330,000. If we run the calculation, it's telling us that we would have to sell less than 1 book a day to achieve such ranking. So it's really easy to earn bestseller badge on that category. And now it's your turn to run a category research for your book. You have to pick 3 categories. And first category, choose the most relevant one to your book. Even if this is crazy competitive and number one best-selling book has great BSR, still pick that one because this is a great metadata and you are teaching Amazon algorithm what your book is about. So it helps with organic ranking for your book. But with second and third category, I would advise to balance popularity and relevance. So browse through different categories and look at number one bestsellers there and pick the categories where the competition is not so strong. But remember, don't spam irrelevant categories with your book. So if it is not connected to your book, just leave it out, look for the other ones. Once you do it and you pick your 3 categories wisely, you are already increasing chances of earning that bestseller. So the last step would be just to make sure that you generate enough sales volume that you can beat that number one selling book in your categories. And the fastest and easiest way to do it is by running Amazon ads. But you want to do it in a proper way so that you don't lose the fortune on that. That's why I invite you to join my free community on School when we focus on Amazon ads. When you join, you will get access to free Amazon ads training. It looks like that. You will have training videos and useful resources so that you can run profitable Amazon ads for your book. Click the link in the description and see you inside.